My new book, Facts That Aren't True, is out now. Don't forget about my other book, Rational Answers to Stupid Questions. Click the link in the description now.
How do you believe an inanimate object came to life and gained consciousness? And can you do an experiment to prove that to me?
So it's like you're imagining that magically consciousness in this moment did not exist, and in this next moment did exist in our universe. That seems pretty silly. Holy crap! What the heck is going on? Do you think that all forms of life on the planet have the same level of consciousness?
Do I believe each creature is as intelligent as the other one? No, clearly not.
No, I didn't
I
ask
would
about
say
it.
we are.
I didn't ask about intelligence. Do you think that every single living thing on this planet has the same level of consciousness?
I can't really tell because I'm not in that creature's mind, and outside of humans, we can't really ask them.
That's fair, but it also, at the same time, we have to use our intuition on this. So it seems completely reasonable that trees have a far, far less sophisticated conscious experience than humans do, right?
Sure. And I mean, like
Okay.
crystals grow, but crystals don't have a consciousness. Sure. I mean,
Well,
I wouldn't know if a
crystals
tree has any more of a conscious than a crystal.
I think it does because trees can respond to their environment, and crystals just do whatever the environment tells them to do. A crystal does not. Crystal doesn't really have an internal environment. So, anyways, if life has a continuum of conscious experiences, then to me that's extremely good supporting evidence of the idea of consciousness arising organically through the evolution of life on our planet. Like I would say a bacterium has, or a virus has virtually no consciousness at all, but it has some of the rudimentary aspects of what could give something consciousness. Like a virus kind of has an internal environment a little bit, but it's a blur between not living and living, right? And
Well,
so
I've
as life
I've
became more complex, consciousness became more complex as well.
well, I've never seen an inanimate object come to life, so I just assumed that there must have been, or I've never seen life come from something that's not alive. So I just assumed
Yeah, you
by
have.
nature there must have been something that was always alive that gave life to the life we see on Earth,
Is
because we do not see inanimate objects create life
oh
or
yeah,
come alive naturally.
is a is air alive?
Is air alive?
Yep.
I have no idea. I don't I I don't know how to answer that. I don't think so.
Neither do I. Is dirt alive?
No,
Is water alive?
no,
Is sunshine alive?
no.
But those ingredients produce living tissue within plants.
Sure, but we have to go from, you're going from point B to point C. I'm saying there was a point where there was just rocks, and then where did consciousness and life come from?
Sure. So, do you think that a chemical reaction is alive?
Well, chemical reaction would require movement. That would require something there to move it, or heat to move it. So again, I'm trying to go from the very beginning, point A, and how that started.
We don't have to start at like the Big Bang or anything like that, but just do you think that a chemical reaction can be considered alive?
No, I don't believe so.
Okay. Can a living thing be alive if there are no chemical reactions happening in it?
Um, I guess not. No.
So what's the difference between something that's dead and something that's alive?
You
And
could
I don't
say
mean what's the
heat.
difference between a rock and a person. I mean, what's the difference between a dead person and a living person?
Well, I'd say heat, or the source of heat that we see leave a body when someone dies. Of
Yeah.
course, we believe that's the spirit,
So,
the animating force.
well, no. So the answer is those chemical reactions we just talked about. So life comes from non-life literally all the time. That's the only way it's even possible.
Can you do an experiment to prove that to me, or are you just going off of faith? Because I want to see one of these Frankenstein experiments create
Measure the
from
metabolic
non-life
activity
to
of a
life.
dead thing versus a living thing.
But that's, once again, you're going from point B to point C.
Nope.
I'm
Not.
you
Nope.
you
Absolutely not.
understand what I'm trying to say. You have
Yes.
no
Yep.
proof because you've never
No, you
seen
admitted that
life
life
come
comes
from
from non-life.
non-life.
No, you admitted that that's what makes life possible. Chemistry.
Makes it
An assemblage
sustainable.
of an assemblage of particular chemical reactions is what makes life happen. So things that are not alive become things that are alive. It's just we call these emergent phenomena or emergent properties. Like if I were to sample a section of the atmosphere that is 1 inch cubed, and I presented that to you, and I said this is a hurricane, you would undoubtedly be like, no, it is not. That's dumb. But a hurricane is made of movements of wind. Like you could break a hurricane down into a Brazilian little cubic inches of atmosphere, all with their own particular little air movements, none of which by themselves is a hurricane. 10 of them collected together is not a hurricane. 1 million of them is not. 1 billion of them is not. But I don't know what the number would be, but eventually you do get a hurricane
I
out of that.
understand that we have all the things here to sustain life, and for the sake of argument, I will grant you space, even though I think space is a fairy tale. But I'm just saying, from a rock to consciousness.
Jeez.
Oh, I know. We're spinning right now, guys. We're spinning 66,000 miles per hour. I know. I know.
Have you ever slept while you're in the car?
A car has a container,
Have you ever slept while in
like a
a car?
firmament.
Have you ever slept while in a car?
That's different than
It's
riding on
not
a
it's not
motorcycle with
different.
no container.
No, it isn't, because Earth's atmosphere moves while the Earth moves.
So there would be a container, like a glass
No,
container,
there
like when
doesn't
you're in
need
a
to be a
car.
container at all. The atmosphere moves with the
Well,
Earth.
you use, why I'm saying that is you use the example of driving in a car. I'm saying when you're in a car, you're in a container versus when you're on a motorcycle, you're not in a container.
Yeah, but the Earth is not like a motorcycle because Earth's atmosphere moves with the Earth. When you are on a motorcycle, you move through the atmosphere.
Sure, according to you. That's why I was saying I'm going
No,
to
like we
grant
we
you
know this.
space.
That's fine.
I'm just saying I'm going to grant you space.
Yep, that's fine.
Inanimate object to life. Could you just say that it is a belief system, it is faith that you think that inanimate objects magically came to life, even though everything, our observable reality, shows us that life gives life to other life. Non-life does not give life
You said that the
to life.
only way to get life is in a bottom up way from non-living parts in a way. You conceded that mere non-living chemistry is what makes life possible. So chemistry is what assembles molecules together, and molecules doing fantastic, amazing chemistry is what assembles metabolic pathways, and metabolic pathways can build even more complex structures that can build cells that can come together to form organisms. The whole thing from the very beginning, as admitted by you, comes from non-living chemistry.